Welcome. Today we're going to take a look at sentence fluency and we're going to do a little bit of practice. We're going to take a look at this short piece of writing here and we're going to see in what ways could we improve the sentence fluency of this piece. Now keep in mind that with sentence fluency what you're going for is a nice variety of different kinds of sentences within the piece of writing. You want to have a variety of types of sentences and you want to have a variety of different lengths of sentences. So with lengths you're looking for short, medium, and long sentences. Short I typically define up to 10 words. Medium I typically define 11 to 20 words, and then a long sentence I typically define as being over 20 words. Okay? Then for your types of sentences, you've got 4 types altogether. You've got simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences, and the doozy of compound complex sentences, typically fairly large. So you want to have a variety of these different types and lengths of sentences so that we can have a nice natural flow to the writing that will come across to the reader in a very pleasant manner. Let's take a look at what we have going on with this writing and let's see what kind of problems that we can solve here. So in our first paragraph we have you heard about the local food movement? People are now buying only food that is grown locally. Some people say that this is a healthier way to eat. Some people say this will help the local economy. Some people say this helps people connect and makes communities better. Okay, we've got some decent information here. We definitely would want to recommend to the student to change some wording because it's a little bit too repetitive. But we just want to look at our sentence fluency. So what's going on specifically with the sentences? Looking at these particular sentences here in this first paragraph, we notice that all of the sentences are short. None of these sentences, whichever ones that we choose to look at here, none of them are more than 10 words long. They're all pretty short. So what we have is we have an entire paragraph that's all made up of these very short sentences. Now why is this a problem? This is a problem because it creates very choppy, broken up style of writing. Why doesn't this work? It doesn't work because it's unnatural and it does not appeal to a reader. Readers look for writing that comes across in a manner that is broken up by a nice natural flow. Short choppy sentences do not give a nice natural flow. So what would we do to make a recommendation for improvement to the student? The easiest thing that I find to do and that I will recommend to students is when they have a paragraph where all of the sentences are short and choppy, I may choose 2 or even 3 of the sentences and recommend that those students combine those and create either a compound sentence or a compound complex sentence so that we have a combination then of some short sentences and 1 or more long sentences. So here's what I would say. I would recommend to this student that the 3 sentences here that are now highlighted in green, that student combines those 3 into one sentence, either a compound or a compound complex sentence. The first 2 sentences I would leave short, and then I would possibly even add a conclusive sentence to the end of the paragraph. By adding in that long sentence in the middle here, we're going to improve the flow pretty significantly. Let's take a look at the next paragraph and let's see what's going on here. Moreover, economists have long recognized that when money and resources stay within a community, those resources are able to support a greater number of people and organizations locally rather than being exported to a separate person or organization. When money leaves a community, that community is essentially poorer because there is a constant outflow of funds away from the community. This may strengthen a national economy on some levels by providing higher corporate and shareholder incomes, with greater profits being realized by large corporations and publicly traded companies, but it shows a net loss for local communities. Okay, let's take a look at this paragraph. What do we have here? We have, believe it or not, only 2 sentences. In that large paragraph, I've highlighted them here for you. You've got one sentence at the beginning there that is yellow, and then the second sentence is green. These are actually only 2 sentences. Now, mind you, long sentences are absolutely spectacular. They can be extremely useful in our writing, but we don't necessarily want to have a paragraph that has only two of these really long sentences. Okay, why is that? For the average reader to come along and to read a piece of information like this with two very, very long sentences, this can be overwhelming information. It can stop a reader from reading. It can make a reader say, wait a second, I did not understand that. I've got to go back. And we actually don't want to do that to our readers. We want to make the flow really nice, crisp, and clear so that a reader understands while they are reading. We don't want to stop the reader and force the reader to go back. So that's our problem with this particular piece here. Two very long sentences, but they're overwhelming for the reader. It's just too much. So if I were working with this student, I would recommend that this student takes this second sentence here and breaks that up into two shorter sentences, or maybe even three shorter sentences. Either one would work just fine. The sentence has lots of great information in it, but simply because of the way that the paragraph is structured, it comes across as being too much. It comes across as being overwhelming. Keep in mind with sentence fluency that what you're going for is to have a nice natural flow in your writing. You want to have a combination of different lengths of sentences and different types of sentences. Small, medium, and long sentences, all in a single paragraph. And if you set that goal for yourself of, okay, every paragraph is going to have at least one short sentence, at least one medium sentence, and at least one long sentence, that can be a good starting point for some writers to get moving in the direction of improving sentence fluency. I hope this information is helpful to your writing. Good luck to you.